Hello and welcome to the Gamer Hobbit. Today we are covering the Luke Star Wars Galaxies mod by RotMax70. As the name implies, this mod adds in new content centered around the Star Wars universe, featuring new mobs, biomes, structures, blocks, and more. As soon as you spawn into your world, you will most likely spawn near or in one of the new biomes added into the mod. Each new biome has something new to offer, with each biome having its own structures, blocks, and mobs. Similar to Minecraft's biome generation, certain biomes like Yavin 4 and Naboo spawn more frequent, whilst biomes like Geonosis and Hoth are harder to spawn. So if you get this mod, then be prepared to venture out for a while. Some of the world gen, however, is a little unpolished, particularly when biomes cross each other, and some of the structures do tend to spawn in too frequently. So if you were to go into the Mustafar biome, you may notice lots of blobs of lava. If you were concerned that the vanilla biomes will be gone, this mod does not remove them. However, they tend to spawn less frequently. Moving on to the structures, this mod adds in over 60 new structures to explore and uncover, ranging in size, tending to mimic the colour and style of the builds seen in the Star Wars movies. These structures contain different kinds of mobs and loot, from both vanilla and from the actual mod. Likewise with the biomes, the structures could do with a little colour variation, as buildings such as the Yavin temples are a little too bland. Also, a couple of structures such as Kylo Ren's shuttle need recolouring, as it is off from the original. If you want to venture to them, be careful, as this mod spawns lots of mobs in certain structures, which can be hard to deal with if you are not prepared. Speaking of mobs, this mod adds in about 65 new mobs that span across the three main eras of the Star Wars movies, ranging from iconic characters like Vader and Obi-Wan to rebel troops, battle droids, and creatures like Tusken Raiders that spawn in their respective planets. These mobs are exclusive to their respective structure or biome, so if you want to find and discover them all, then be prepared to explore a bit. These mobs drop various items and food when killed, which can allow you to make some of the new armor that is added into the game. Based on their faction, you can sometimes see mobs fighting against their enemies if the structures are close together, so use that to your advantage to get your loot. The overall textures to most mobs look great, and show quite the resemblance to the originals. Some of the mobs, like the Bantha and the Wampa however, may need to have their own custom models designed, as they look a bit skinny. Another bit of info for you to know, most of the mobs are pretty hostile, and will attack you on sight, regardless of whether you've attacked them or not. So keep that in mind when you visit an Ewok village, otherwise you may be in for a surprise. You may be asking yourself, does this mod add new weapons? Indeed, there are more than 15 weapons to add to your arsenal, ranging from both lightsabers, blasters, and some extra weapons like Phasma's staff. These can only be crafted by combining certain parts and items together to form the entire weapon. Weapon parts can be either crafted manually or by finding them as loot in structures. These weapons are much stronger than diamond level swords, and should be used to fight the new mobs that are in the game. The lightsabers and the other melee weapons behave the same as swords, and the blasters can either be fired rapidly or charged up to project further, although the projectiles do look off when fired. To complement the rest of the mod, there are several new blocks which are obtainable by traversing the various biomes in your world, several items that are found in structures, food items that can be acquired by killing certain animals or through looting structures, armor sets which can be crafted or by looting structures, and a cool CD player that plays various tracks from the Star Wars movies. Before you download the mod, this is restricted to this version of Forge on screen, meaning that if you want to play this mod, you have to have that version of Forge installed, which is probably annoying for most of you. So hopefully the mod also works in removing that restriction or updating the mod in the future. In short, this Star Wars theme mod definitely adds in lots of new things for the player to explore, fight, attain, and use, but the repetitiveness of certain biomes and structures can prove exploring to become a chore and at times boring. The textures of most mobs and armor sets look awesome, whilst other parts of the mod lack certain color variation and model complexity of certain mobs and structures. Hopefully the mod author continues improving and expanding this mod in the future. Thanks to RotMax70 for making this Star Wars based mod, and link to download it will be in the description below. And that is the end of today's video. If you would like a mod to be showcased, then drop a comment and suggest it, and maybe it will be featured in a future video. As always, thanks for watching, and have a good day.